Welcome back to the Mail-In Podcast. I'm your host, Dillon Shivery, coming to you live from the Lodge in Austin, Texas. What's so funny, dude? Why are you laughing?
I'm just happy, dog.
Oh, okay. Joining me is my co-host, Sally DeFries. What's up, Sal?
Are the mics actually on?
Oh, that's funny.
I'm just
yes,
making
the mics
sure.
are on.
Okay.
The mics are on.
Mic check. Yeah, I see the little bars going up. We're good.
Okay.
How you doing, Sally?
You know, allergies.
I hear that.
Truth.
Tis the season, as they say.
You would think at October 22nd, like it would be chilly.
It's hot. It's downright. But cool weather is on the way. I don't know if you checked the old...
next week.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
And on
it's gonna be,
Saturday is high as 67.
It's going to be very crispy. Can't wait.
Like, I don't want to complain. I get it. We live in Austin. It's great, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, it's really annoying to like have one really good fall day 3 weeks ago and then like bust out with a single sweater and then now it's still in the 90s.
Yeah.
It just chaps my ass every time.
I hear that. Yeah.
Maybe next week when it's cooler, I'll feel better.
Yeah, I mean, I know I will.
Yeah.
Cool weather always puts me in a better mood. I don't know why I chose to live my entire life in Texas, but here I am. Will, how are we doing? I got Will on the board today.
Mr. Cool himself. What up?
Dude, stop.
Good to be here. My beautiful wife over here. My beautiful friend and co-host and business partner over here.
Wow.
Life couldn't be better. Life couldn't be better.
Wow. That means a lot that you would say that.
Did you take an Adderall before this?
I'm just excited to produce a perfect game today.
Okay.
Did you burn earlier or what?
No, I didn't burn.
You don't even burn, dude.
Dude.
It's all right. All right, look, y'all, we have 7 questions today. It's going to be a nice, nothing's too heavy again today. I feel good about it. We have a hotline number as well, 888-362-MAIL. That's M-A-I-L, 888-362-6245. You can also write in at the link in our Twitter bio, at Mail-In Podcast. Unless you guys have something to get off your chest before we dive in, we can just get started. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
My chest is empty.
7 questions today, like I said, 3 of which are voicemails. Will, if you don't mind reading the first question.
Dill, gotta know, my man, what is your gas station guilty pleasure? I'm not talking trail mix. I'm talking those glizzies that are on the rollers. Myself, I'm into those shitty taquitos you can get at 7-Eleven.
Man, those glizzies on the shelf, the little rollers, I mean, they always look good, but I just assume they've been there for like 5 days.
You don't want a gas station hot dog.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had one.
I'm not above them. I've done it before, like in a pinch. But yeah, I didn't feel great about myself afterward. My guilty pleasure at the gas station is a Monster energy drink.
Ew.
I can't believe you do that.
Yeah, they're sugar-free. I get the sugar-free one. I know it's still got a ton of terrible stuff in it, but they're delicious.
Do you feel like you're having a heart attack when you're drinking one?
I don't feel great about. I feel like I'm just poisoning my body.
Like, imagine there are people who just drink those every day.
I know, and that's terrible.
It's crazy.
It's
I know
terrible.
a person at work who drinks one like a tall boy.
I do one a month.
I know someone who had a coworker, and I verified this because I actually saw him with like a trash can full of them one time, who drank 3 a day.
Oh,
what?
That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
They're
gonna go into
get
heart
cancer
failure
or something. Like, that's bad. It's poison. It is what it is. But I love them. They pick me up. They taste damn good.
I don't know that I've ever had a Monster.
There's one. It's called like Sunrise Energy or something, and it has an orangish flavor. It's really good.
I think I had too many Red Bulls in college that like the taste of energy drink just like.
I like Red Bulls too, but I don't get them for some reason. I think because the cans are so small. I know you can get a big one, but it just feels like a lot.
Yeah.
That's my guilty pleasure. I don't really mess with the hot dogs or the tacos or sometimes they have pizza in those.
Will swears that the Valero on South Lamar, although is it not a Valero anymore? I think it's a Chevron. It doesn't matter.
Chevron now, yeah.
Whatever.
Giovanni's? The pizza in there?
Yes.
Oh, it's delicious.
I don't.
Had it.
It's not gas station pizza. It's just a pizza joint that's inside a gas station, if that makes sense. It's like a legit pizza joint.
Will swears that it's like
Sally,
really good pizza.
It's really, really good.
Should we get it for dinner tonight?
We might be able to get it for dinner tonight.
Okay.
It's I have no problem saying it's a top 10 pizza spot in Austin. Maybe even top 7.
At least you're explaining it like this because for so long, I don't know, the past 5 years, Will just told me the Valero has great pizza, and I'm like,
see, you phrased that totally wrong.
concerned. Like,
the Valero doesn't have good pizza. Giovanni's has good pizza that happens to be inside the Valero. It's made to order. Like, it's not like just sitting there they're handing out
what
slices.
is the pizza place that's always in gas stations. Hunt Brothers, Hunt something.
No idea.
Somebody's who listens to this is gonna know. Remember that time we were in Nashville, and there was like a Hunt Brothers pizza conference. We stayed at the Renaissance for my friend Kate's wedding.
That sounds familiar, but it's not something that I
And I was
specifically
like,
remember now.
some dude was just like chatting us up about pizza in the elevator. I was like, dude, I don't want to hear about your gas station pizza.
He's a big
Yeah.
pizza guy. No, the Valero, or the old Valero, now Chevron. I mean, it's Giovanni's.
I understand the hesitation. I actually I went on like 3 dates with this girl, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and she lived right across the street over there.
And she was
Bell,
in-
I think it's called, those apartments.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And she was like, we're going to go across the street and get pizza. And I was thinking,
We're like gross.
where? She goes, a Valero inside there. I'm like, nah, let's go get like some real pizza. She said, just trust me. And we went, and it was
I
really
don't
good.
get food from gas stations unless it's like something that's processed in a bag, unless you're at a Texas like giant rest stop gas station a la Buc-ee's, Ruska's, or Check Stop, and then it's acceptable to like get kolaches. But those are like, that's not really a gas station.
We had another question submitted that was about Buc-ee's. Apparently, there's one opening near this guy on a route that he drives all the time, and he asked us what to get inside Buc-ee's. And I didn't include it because it's so overwhelming that I don't know what to get in there.
Buc-ee's,
It's whatever
if you
you
don't
want, you
live
can
in
have.
Texas, is like,
It's a super.
it's like the
gas
size
station.
of a Walmart.
No,
It's
it
a gas
actually
station.
is, yeah. And they have everything.
And they have like
It's-
70 pumps at the station.
There are 5,000 people in there at all times.
And they have like their own line of Yeti products that's actually not Yeti, it's their own.
They have hundreds of gas pumps. I don't know what number you said, but they have like
I think
literally.
it's at 70, which
they
is
have
probably
hundreds
wrong.
of gas pumps. It's wild.
I would say just any old gas station, probably the grossest thing I get is like a Slurpee.
Oh, it's been a minute since I've had.
And
a
I'm
Slurpee.
talking half Coke, half cherry, obviously.
Yeah, it's a good combo.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go on the day they give? Maybe it's on
On
July.
7-Eleven?
Yeah, July 11th.
I haven't done that.
The free
in
free
like
Slurpee day.
probably
You can bring in
12 years.
whichever container you want, and you can fill it up.
We had a
seen that?
7-Eleven.
Yeah, I really want to do it. It's kind of amazing I've never done this because I do love a good Slurpee.
We had a 7-Eleven that was like a block away in college that we would walk past on the way home from class and stuff, and I got Slurpees there a lot.
Yeah.
But I had a guy friend, I'm gonna call him out, Sam, who like used to eat the food there, glizzies, tacos, pizza.
Glizzies. Like we just call hot dogs glizzies.
Yeah, hot dogs no longer exist. They are solely glizzies now.
Who started this?
I don't know.
Where did it come from? It
I
doesn't
don't
make
know.
any sense.
I don't know. You can't even look it up.
What do you get at gas stations? It's gross.
I don't think I have any guilty pleasures. Like Sally said, if we are going to Dallas, I will buy kolaches, no questions asked.
Let's go.
If we're going to Houston, I don't have the need to get kolaches from Ruska's as much because they're not as good.
Harry goes full burger at Ruska's.
It's good. It's worth it.
I've never eaten there,
But
actually.
I
It's
really,
pretty good.
I really don't enjoy eating like something heavy or drinking something weird. The two things that I do get, and I know you said don't talk about trail mix, is trail mix is one, and then the second thing that I will do is beef jerky.
Uh-huh.
And so if I see a gas station in Michigan, they have beef jerky outlets where they just have a bunch of different jerky, and I will just stop at the jerky outlet. But in Texas, you can pretty much go to any gas station, and they probably have some high-end jerky.
Well, like especially at the Buc-ee's, Check Stops, Ruska's of the world, like the specialty ones, especially Buc-ee's has good jerky.
Yeah.
That's always a good bet.
I love a good jerky for the car ride, but then I eat too much of it, and I always feel like shit after.
Yeah.
Makes you feel like you're somewhat being healthier because you didn't like get hot Cheetos. You know, you're just like going straight protein, but
Right.
you don't feel that much better.
Yeah, but the amount of times that I used to arrive in Houston to go see you for a weekend and then just like spend the entire Friday night burping up jerky.
Yeah,
it was
it's
just
not-
like, this sucks.
I get coffee a lot at gas stations, but there's nothing weird about that.
I
It's-
weirdly
it's
will
fine.
buy like the Starbucks espresso double shot things at
Yeah.
gas stations because I don't like to pee on road trips. And so because they're like 6 ounces, it's
Yeah.
much more alluring to me to get something small like
That's
that.
fair.
Yeah.
Or just a big ass Evian. I don't know.
You're an Evian boy.
Then you're
Sometimes.
peeing.
I know, then you have to pee.
You pee in the empty
I'm a
Evian.
smart water girl.
I don't like smart water.
I like the tall bottles.
I like Evian.
Evian?
Yeah.
You're not a
Let's
Fiji
get
boy?
Evian one.
I mean, I like Fiji as well. I like it
But
more than smart water.
Fijis don't fit in your cup holder.
Yeah.
That's going to be annoying.
It is the sexiest of the water bottles, though.
Fiji?
Yeah, it just looks dope.
Well, and ever since Voss went to plastic instead of glass, it's like, dude, what are you doing?
Voss was arguably the dopest, and then they
Yeah,
went to plastic. Huge letdown there.
man.
Wow.
What? You hungry?
I'm going to look up the menu for Giovanni's while y'all do this ad read. So.
Check it out. Give
Ooh.
it a chance.
This is an ad read I'm pretty excited about.
Are you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know how much I like socks.
Let's talk feet. Well,
You're the
you are
foot
one.
guy. Yeah, I kind of am one. That's true. I mean, you and I, we do a lot of things that require socks, Dylan.
Mhm.
Just living our lives, but, golfing, maybe
Some
doing
would say
some workouts.
I wear socks every day, actually.
In this holiday season, if you're shopping for somebody, like another golf-themed novelty item won't cut it this holiday. Get the golfer in your life something that will make a difference that they can see in their game and feel on their feet. Giving socks as a gift is no joke, Dylan. And Features has engineered a sock specifically tailored for the links.
Yes. I also have some that I wear at the gym pretty frequently, and
Oh, yeah.
so they're gray crew, and they have a blue and a red stripe on them.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I started wearing them in the gym, I noticed I started scanning the room. There are like 3 other people at it at the same time that have the same socks on that I do. So the word is getting out about Features.
I wear a pair of Features almost every single day. If I'm doing something active, a pair of Features is on my feet.
Yeah.
I like how they have the tabs on the back of the low workout socks that you can just pull them on and pull them right off. I like my favorite pair, my all-time favorite pair of socks right now is the socks that you just described.
They're cool.
The gray with the red and blue stripes are just incredible socks. They're
Great.
the perfect weight, perfect size. They're just phenomenal. Runners worldwide have already made Features their sock of choice, and now you can get the same benefits, especially tailored for the golf course. The Elite Golf Sock keeps feet cool, dry, and blister-free while providing a custom-like fit that won't bunch or slip during your backswing. Features helps you achieve your best every single day, and now on the golf course, too. They've got zone-specific compression that gives you targeted support to help keep socks from slipping or bunching at the heel or worse, sliding into your shoe. You don't want that. They also have a lifetime guarantee.
I do know that, yes.
They're so durable and long-lasting that if you're unsatisfied at any point, they'll give you a replacement pair, no questions asked.
That's how you know you're offering a dope product.
Dude.
Like, we're guaranteed it for life.
Yeah. The company was founded in 2002. It's a family-owned business, which they can be proud of. The founder, his name's Hugh. Big fan of Hugh. He and his sons, John and Joe, they own and operate the company in North Carolina. Their mission to create products that help you achieve your personal best. Features socks will change the way you feel about socks forever, and you can get $10 off your first pair of Features when you use code RANDY at features.com. That's FEETURES.com. Again, FEETURES.com. Promo code RANDY for $10 off your first pair of Features. You guys want this voicemail?
Let's
Yes.
do it.
Here we go.
What's up, Malin Gang? This is your favorite elk plug, Dayton here in Denver, Colorado. Got a little Stampy-cancel for you here. Had this discussion with my friends, and we all had different answers, so wanted to get your guys' take. All right, Stampy-cancel, gender reveal, baby shower, and sip and see. All right, I'll hang up and listen. Love you, bye.
Big shouts to Dayton. Is this the guy who gave us elk for Breckenridge?
No, the Breckenridge out came from, I don't know.
I can't. He said it's our elk plug, and
We unfortunately, not unfortunately. Fortunately, we have several elk plugs at this point.
we do.
Yeah, I actually just struck a deal for some elk.
Dayton, I'm sorry if I don't remember you specifically giving us elk, but if you did, thank you so much.
Major shouts.
I feel bad now.
When you said Dayton, I got stirred because I thought you were talking about Ohio or something, and I didn't realize his name was Dayton.
That's what he said. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, thank you. Yeah,
For the elk.
for the elk, if that was you.
We're getting a shipment in, Sally.
You don't even know how to cook it.
You getting elk in?
Yeah,
From who?
Fly Fishing Charlie.
Whatever, Charlie.
He's hit me with that elk.
Anyway, we got a Stampy-cancel to get to, folks. Gender reveal, baby shower, sip and see.
I'll go first. I am canceling all of them.
Oh, you can't do that. Not allowed.
That's not the game.
Not allowed.
I'm going to cancel the baby shower. No one, and I repeat, no one wants to go to a baby shower.
No one wants to go to a gender reveal.
I don't care how cool you are. No one wants to go to a baby shower. They're just not tight. I'll go. Because
You would rather go to a gender reveal over a baby shower?
gender reveals can be lit.
No.
They can be.
I mean, lit legitimately, as in like, pun intended, starting forest fires.
Okay,
But
question. How many baby showers include the bride, or not the bride-to-be, the mom-to-be, opening gifts there during the event, or do you?
Unfortunately,
do they wait?
like a pretty high amount.
That's why they stink.
That's the issue.
That's why they stink.
That's the issue.
I don't like being at places where people open the presents in front of me.
And I'm really hoping that Alyssa doesn't listen to this because she asked me for my address yesterday.
Well, theirs is like
Less
a,
than 24
a
hours.
co-ed one,
Less than
though.
24 hours
Yeah,
ago.
less than
No,
24
but theirs is a co-ed one, and I feel like that's more of a party vibe and less of like a I'm gonna open every present in front of you and make everyone
Yeah.
feel awkward.
If it's co-ed, obviously I wouldn't be invited if it wasn't a co-ed. So that only applies to co-ed ones for me being a guy. But
Did you have to go to your own baby shower?
You probably did the classic, like, show up for the last, like,
You're
half
like,
hour
hey, I'm
and
here.
schmooze and say hi to people.
Support
isn't
of
that a
dad.
wedding shower though? The guy has to like stop by at the end and be like, "Thank you all for coming," or is that the baby shower?
That's a baby shower.
It's been so long. I have done that.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a wedding shower.
Yeah, we didn't have any of that stuff.
I'm gonna cancel baby shower. They can be. I'm sure there are fun ones out there, but most of them I don't want to. No one wants to sit and watch you open presents. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Or like guess how many plies of toilet paper it takes to go around your pregnant belly.
Oh, I didn't know that was a game.
That's like a game.
Yeah. A sip and see.
Do you know what a sip and see is?
Yeah, to see the new baby, right?
Yeah.
And have a cocktail.
A mimosa.
Let's all get drunk and handle my newborn
Yeah,
child.
let's pass this. Let's pass this
I don't
child
even think
around.
are
and
sip and
drink.
sees happening in COVID. Like,
I don't know, but I'm
Probably
gonna
not.
I'm gonna stand a sip and see. You got to go see the baby at some point.
yeah.
It's like something you have to do. If you're close enough to the person to be invited to a sip and see, it means you owe it to them to stop by the crib at some point and be like, I want to see the baby. Got to see the baby. So sip and see. If you could throw in friends and alcohol to the mix, sure. Let's knock it all out right there. Get it out of the way. I'm trying to have a. I'm trying
And
to
you're
have a
muting
mimosa.
gender reveals.
I'm trying to have a mimosa and hold little, whatever you want to name it.
Just any kid name.
Any. There are a lot of names to choose from here.
Just Bryce.
So then I guess I'm muting.
Baby's price.
I'm muting a
Bryce.
gender reveal because they're pretty corny. I get it, but I bet you there's some fun ones.
No.
Okay,
Sally.
you tell me the guy who dunked through a basketball hoop and it shot out blue powder. You tell me that wasn't a dope gender reveal party?
It's just so cheesy.
No,
it's like,
tight.
come on. I hate them. And I'm sorry if you've had one or you're going to have one. I just, like, the fail videos aren't even funny to me because I'm like, wow, you're so basic. You had to have a gender reveal. Like, I'm more embarrassed for the people than I am like, oh, okay. Like, the ball hit you in the face. Like, I don't care. You deserved it.
I've only been to one gender reveal, and I'm going to be honest, it was actually pretty fun. And I was with you.
The one we went to was, like, not super cringy, though.
Well, okay.
Maybe did they pop a balloon? I don't remember.
I stand gender reveals. I am canceling baby showers and I'm muting sip and sees. But the reason I stand gender reveals is because like gender reveals, people are still having like fun and doing stuff.
No.
And like it's still like
Gender
a
reveals-
mingle cocktail party.
They get a bad rap because they've been so overdone.
Yes.
Think about the first person to do a gender reveal party. I bet it was freaking awesome and it was fun. Like, oh, we're gonna hit a golf ball that has
It's
like blue shit
weird for the
inside.
people who aren't part of the family though, because then you're just like, am I supposed to bring a gift or like, are we guessing before? Like, it just serves no purpose to me. I don't
I bet you they started kind of dope though, until people just
like.
ran 'em
Oh,
into the
okay.
ground.
Like, let's make Dave go hit a golf ball off the tee. See, hope it's a boy. Like, I just, ugh.
And it is always funny when the dad he sees the pink and it's like and he gets all disappointed. Like, damn it.
See, and that's awkward. Like, if you're disappointed in front of a whole party of people, like, that's pretty unfortunate.
Yeah.
You know, be disappointed in private.
Yeah. Don't tell the homie this, but I wanted a girl first.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why?
The father-daughter connection is a pretty dope one.
You want to be a girl
There's
dad?
a
I
father-son
wanted to be a
connection,
part.
too.
No, don't get me wrong. Like I obviously I wouldn't change a damn thing about the homie, including his gender. I'm
It'd be
I'm
weird
very
if you just went out on
yeah.
a limb and changed
I
his
obviously
gender.
I'm very happy with how it turned out. But yeah, initially that's what I wanted.
Okay.
What?
I just think, I don't know. I've really been enjoying all my friends who are pregnant who like had COVID baby showers. We like drove by or like did a Zoom one because, truthfully, baby showers are usually pretty painful to attend.
You just like frisbee gifts out the window of the car.
Most of the ones that like I've seen or been to is like there's like a table and the mom is standing out there, usually with like a
Yeah.
couple people that are hosts, and
Right.
then people like come by and either get out and like say hi, or one of them that I know like was in the peak of COVID, like when people were like too afraid to leave their house. So people like literally drove by with signs and stuff and like handed gifts out. What a great way. You don't have to like mingle with people. Because what happens at baby showers for girls is it's friends that are invited, but like usually the mom to be invites people from all aspects of her life. So like work friends, college friends, high school friends, her mom's friends. So you end up talking to like some randos that you really are not that close to versus like usually a wedding shower. It's like, the wedding party, like you get close to them, but like, I don't want to talk to your work friend about like whatever. Like, I don't. I'm really grouchy today, so that's why.
Yeah.
But also,
shout out to literally all of your friends who are about to have kids right
and
now.
none of them had high maintenance baby showers. None of them.
Yeah.
A baby shower is the lowest probability to turn up, I think.
Yes.
But
I
also,
was
So
I do
hoity-toity.
agree.
Not hoity-toity,
No
but
one's
just
getting turned.
Oh my god. Boring.
I do agree with you that it
Why do I
is
say these
so painfully uncomfortable to watch somebody open gifts, in my opinion. And like
Yeah.
the baby shower / anything having to do with the baby is way, way more about the family. Like way more about the mom and the mother-in-law and the sisters who are about to become aunts. Like they care the most. Like you're invested enough. Like you care about your friend's baby, but like that's why sip and sees are more fun because you like get to see the baby versus like having to play a game with, about due dates or gender guessing or whatever. I don't know. I just think, come on, people. It's COVID. We don't need to like invite 100 people to a baby shower.
You can probably wait for after COVID, yeah. If you're gonna do one.
Although that's what I'm saying. That's why most of my friends who are pregnant haven't had big baby showers. And if they have,
Yeah.
or they, if they had one that was in person, it was very small because they're worried about getting COVID.
I'm taking Parks to a socially distanced 6-year-old birthday party on Saturday.
How's that gonna go?
I don't know. I don't know. It's I think it's in the front yard of their house. It's in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And we're just it's a costume party and we'll see.
One of my nieces had her birthday in April at the peak of this, and they did a drive-by birthday party. Best thing ever. Natalie was like, this was great. People drove by. I handed them a cupcake. They handed me a present. We didn't have to interact with any of them.
Yeah.
We didn't have to clean up our house.
Go.
Everyone was outside.
Does sound nice.
But then, like, since then, I think they've been to, and Elon's birthday was just a couple weeks ago. I think that they, like, invited a couple friends over, but nothing big.
Yeah.
It's hard to have parties in COVID.
Yeah. I wonder how we're going to handle Parks. It's in February. We'll see how things are then, but
Socially distanced.
yeah. Let's do the next one.
Sup, gang? Is dating an undergrad sus? I'm recently post-grad and live in a city with a few colleges. I went on a first date, and when I asked where she worked, discovered that she's still in college. I'm neither desperate or completely smitten, but she seems cool, and the date went well enough that I'd definitely be down for another if we were the same age. At the same time, though, the idea of getting invited to a sorority formal or anything like that just gives me the heebie-jeebies. Could use your thoughts. Love the show. Keep doing y'all. P.S. Our age gap is only a year. P.P.S. I think I deserve recognition for not making a joke about Dillon and sorority girls in this question.
You just did.
Okay, well, PPPS, you just mentioned me and sorority girls in the same sentence, so it kind of throws that out the window.
Don't say PPPS.
He did PS and a PPS. I added another P. I'm down with OPP.
You done with OPPS?
Yeah.
That's because that was the joke that never mind.
Anyway.
I think this is fine.
If you were 27 and she was an undergrad, like, you can't go to a sorority date function or whatever the hell they are. But if you're 1 year difference in age, big deal, dude. Suck it up.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Well, and also, it sounds like this girl's probably a senior. So she's probably already, like, I feel like senior year of college, you're, like, less into, like, the college parties and, like, more, like, going out on the town and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
For
Because
sure.
you're 21. You're not having to, like, go to a fraternity late night
Yeah.
or something. I do agree with him that, like, maybe don't go to her sorority
Yeah,
formal.
I wouldn't
Let
go.
her
I wouldn't
ask a
go.
friend. You don't need to do that. Like,
Yeah, I would not go.
that's awkward. But I think dating a girl who's a year younger than you, who's, like, in the same stage of life as you, is fine.
Yeah.
Well, she's not in the same stage of life as him, though.
Well,
she's
like,
literally in college
they're
and he's a grad.
early 20s.
Is it different It sounds like he lives in like a metropolitan city
Yeah.
of sorts, which I think makes it much different than if it was a college town. Because a college town, like, you might find yourself having to go to these parties, where if you're in like a metropolitan area, you can still go to like bars and restaurants that
Right.
aren't college-y or college centric.
Yeah.
And so you can avoid and you can skirt all the shit that goes along with being in college, and you can just try to act like she's not.
Yeah, I would try to avoid any college party in general, not just like the sorority
Right.
functions. But I'm not trying to go to a frat party. I'm not trying to go to, I might go to like your college tailgate or something. That's fine. But
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
different.
I'm not trying to.
Yeah, because when we were in Austin, like our senior year, we were not like staying on campus to party. We were going to like West 6th and stuff, meeting older people, not being like, you're not so ingrained in the college life as you are like when you're a freshman and sophomore.
Once you turn 21 in college, like
Yeah,
you
you're
want to
not,
go
like-
out and explore like the actual adult
Right.
places and not just drink keg beer and drink punch that you don't know the ingredients of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Also, I thought about this when I read the question, but like it's probably not super like in your face college-y right now, because she's probably like taking classes online and shit.
Well, we know that the students at Miami are still out there mobbing.
Dude, they're just mobbing there.
They're straight mobbing. So
I'm just saying it's like probably not the typical college experience right now.
That's true. I didn't think
her.
about that. Like, yeah, she's like almost just working remotely.
Yeah.
that wasn't Miami, was it? It was somewhere in Delaware.
That guy, well, but the kids at Miami were still mobbing.
Oh yeah, the
they were
original
having the
story
frat party.
was it Miami, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were having that little party at their
They were
house.
mobbing.
Where one of them tested positive, like the
Yeah.
day
All of them
before.
tested positive.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, we've all tested positive, sir. Like, oh, cool.
We're all quarantining together.
Please stay here. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, this is fine though. 1 year difference. It's not a big deal. Just stay away from the college parties.
Dude, if he was 25 dating a 22-year-old, I wouldn't care.
I agree with you.
Yeah, like
You're right in that those first few post grad years, like that's all the same age to me. Like 21 to 25 is like
Yeah, that's fair.
there's not a huge difference in maturity and stuff.
Yeah.
his boys are like, dude, can we get like an invite to like party with her sorority or something, dude?
Dude, take us to the
Dude,
party.
like, dude, come on, like, invite him to like a bar or something. Like, let's just get hammered with these sorority chicks.
Oh man.
Is that what you're thinking?
No, of course not.
Sally, come on.
Of course
Not
not.
Will.
I'm married. I'm
Probably
happily
what
married.
you say to Dylan.
No.
We're trying to go to sorority parties.
Oh, come on,
Sally, not from
Come
you.
on,
You're
Sal.
you're above that.
What's wrong with you? That's
Not
messed
above
up.
Sideways.
That's messed up.
Let's do the next one, Will, with a voicemail.
Here we go.
What's up, Mail-In Crew? It's Trev Cat. I got a buddy of mine who's become a degenerate sports gambler. The other day, he said he couldn't afford a beer unless his parlay hit. I'm worried about him. Don't know how to help him. Let me know. Love the pod.
That's some depressing shit.
I love the idea of him like post up at a bar, just like watching a game with like no drink in front of him, just like, can I get a drink?
Dude, please let me get a beer.
4 more points.
Please.
4 more points. That's so funny.
This is rough. Let me just say, I am very, very thankful that you're not a big sports gambler person. Like, I feel like we have a bunch of friends who just like make casual bets,
Yeah.
That like I don't realize until they're like, oh, I put money on this. And you're like, what? Really? But I don't know that we know anybody who like might be degenerate.
Oh, you might not.
I don't.
But like I 100% do. I know numerous people that I could like probably designate them with a gambling problem.
Yeah, I mean,
But are to the point of like can't afford their life.
I've known people.
Yeah. That's
I
the
don't
problem.
think that they're at that point in their life now, but I've known people who in the past have definitely had more money tied up in a bet on a Saturday than they have money in their bank account.
That's
oh, that's
scary.
scary. I've talked a little bit about my my online poker problem that I had back when I was like 24, 25, something like 24, 25. I got to a point where I was like calculating, okay, if I deposit this much onto Full Tilt, which is my side of choice, how much can I deposit and still have enough to like pay my bills? Like it was that bad.
Oh man,
That's
dude.
not good.
It was tough. It was a tough scene.
How big were your swings? Like, did you have big swings that like affected your life greatly?
Yeah, I mean, I would lose. There were nights where I would lose over $1,000,
Oh,
but then I would win some, and then
But you were doing it just enough to actually pay your bills. You never like dipped in where you like weren't going to meet rent.
Right. I would always cut it off hard right there.
Right.
But still, that's still very problematic.
Well, that's problematic, but I think that keeps you from being degenerate.
I don't think so. I would get like the itch to play. Like
No,
it was
because
an
if you're
addiction.
if you're towing that line as much as you are at that point, like
if you have to get a calculator out to make sure you can get by, like that's an issue.
Okay, can I ask a really stupid question?
Mm-hmm.
Do most of these people like have bookies? Because sports betting and stuff isn't like legal in Texas, right?
Most of them have bookies. Yeah,
a lot of people have bookies. A lot of people you can like use online.
Yeah, you
sites
can do
that
online
will pay
too.
you out like with a different way. It's not like they can
Right.
just do a credit to your account, but it's not that hard. I mean, it's not like that.
But like,
difficult to
I'm
get paid
assuming
out.
online you've got to pay ahead.
Yeah.
Like how,
you
You
deposit money and then
straight
you
from your
bet
bank
with it.
account.
okay, so, but like you could get in the hole with like a bookie, probably.
Oh yeah,
Yes. Breaking news.
big time.
Okay, so like there are people that this exists
Yeah.
for, obviously,
Oh yeah.
like the movies.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't know. Like obviously, I only sports bet when we're in Vegas. So
I mean, I think a general rule to go by if you are going to gamble, I know people are, it's fun, I get it. Only bet enough that's not going to really affect your, financial well-being. Like a swing of $300 for a lot of people isn't going to like crush them. So set a hard limit. Like I'm going to put $300, and if I lose it, I'm out. Yeah, that's a smart way to
But
do
that's
it. But
like
that's
the
really
problem with
tough.
addiction. is,
Yeah,
like,
I
once
get
you
it. I
become
get it.
addicted to
Human
it.
nature it's a weird thing, and it's really hard to know when to walk away. It's hard to know when to walk away when you're even up,
Right.
because you think like, oh, it was this making $5,000. This was easy. I can press it
Yeah.
and turn this into 20. But it doesn't work that way.
It's way harder to walk away when you're
Yeah.
up. For me,
Yeah,
at least.
for
like
sure.
when I'm down, it's like fuck this.
That's why casinos make billions and billions of
Right.
dollars,
Yeah.
because people don't know when to fucking quit.
So for this guy, I think like, what got you out of it?
I just matured, and I
Yeah.
stopped. And I didn't. It wasn't a thrill for me anymore. And I started like the more you win and lose, you start to realize that like this isn't going to turn out for me in the positive in the long
Right.
run. There's no fucking way I'm gonna
Right.
be like, yeah, I'm gonna finish in the black in 20 years. So like, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
Is it just
I
for
mean-
the thrill of it? But losing is like.
I'm
it's
sure for
gut-wrenching.
most people, it is like a maturity thing. You grow up and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I gotta like pay my bills and shit and be able to like afford beers.
Yeah.
But if this is like that big of an issue for this guy, the friend needs to get like some other people involved that he's close with, like a
Yeah.
girlfriend or a parent or somebody that's like, I mean, maybe he's his best friend
Have
and
an
he can like have an
intervention,
intervention
even,
with him.
for
But like,
sure.
if it looks like it's going the way of like rounders and shit's gonna get really
Yeah.
bad, like
Yeah.
I think you get involved.
Yeah, if it gets bad enough, you need to step in as a friend to be like, this has got to stop. It's not healthy for you.
Right.
And even like maybe you have some numbers ready, like some stats to be like, this is why it's not going to work out for you in the long run. Like
Yeah.
all this stuff. I mean, there are ways to get the point across that what you're doing is unhealthy for you
Yeah.
and all that stuff. It's dangerous. It wrecks people.
Yeah.
It really does. Gambling is it can be fun. I understand, but it's dangerous.
Yeah, I'm not the type to say like I 100% think that gambling should be legal, especially on sports. Like no questions asked, I think it should be legal everywhere. Because if you can go to a casino and you can gamble there, I don't understand why you wouldn't be able to gamble on sports or something like that. But if you have to be able to weather the storm of gambling if you're going to get into it.
Yeah.
I don't sports bet anymore. I don't have anything against sports betting. I didn't do well enough for me to want to keep going. And I didn't do poorly enough to like really care about my losses that much, but I never wagered that much. The issue for me was like I just got really tired of watching games that I had no emotional investment in, that I only had financial investment in.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
why am I watching this completely pointless
Right.
game of this league that I've never even heard of just because I have $5 on it? Like, I mean, that's how little I was betting at the time.
Yeah.
Like a $20 bet for me was big, but at the time, like losing a $50 bet at that time would have probably been pretty devastating for the rest of my week. It's like, fuck, I guess I'm eating like just
Yeah.
shit for lunch all week.
Yeah.
But for me, I enjoy doing it sometimes. There are times when I'm like, man, I kind of wish I had some money on this game, or like, oh, this would be a fun game to bet.
Yeah, it makes otherwise uninteresting games interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But not at the point, like you said, where you're having to watch like really obscure shit just to see how it turns out.
Exactly. Like for me, it's like the kind of thing where it's like I don't want to get a bookie anymore. I don't want to do that. I want to sign up for like FanDuel and then play a game during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So that like I have a financial investment in a game that I'm already watching.
That's
like,
why betting at March Madness is
exactly
really
like
fun.
that stuff's fun. But I've
yeah,
started
that's a
finding
blast.
myself streaming like random soccer league games, like games in Asia with players I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, like you're spending an hour and a half to win $4.70 on your $5
Yeah.
investment. Like you're a loser.
You have to think of it as entertainment, as fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not like a means to make money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because you're not going to make money.
Exactly.
You have to be extremely, almost like super disciplined and have like a formula if you're going to be like actually finish up
And I don't. Yeah.
over the long haul. And
Yeah.
no one does that.
No one's doing that.
No one's doing that.
No.
Good question, Trev Cat. Take care of your boy.
I hope you bought him a beer.
Hope you got him some Sunbasket.
He needed that
too.
beer. He needed that parlay to hit, but he needed a beer.
Yeah, if his
anymore.
parlay didn't hit, you got to get him a hazy IPA.
You know what does
Hook 'em.
hit?
Sunbasket.
Sunny B, dude.
It always hits.
Sunny B hits different. If you're looking to reduce unnecessary trips out and trying to avoid sold-out grocery stores, then go check out Sunbasket. It's a perfect and delicious solution for the times we're in. We've all gotten these things in the mail. We know what they're all about. We know how easy it is. We know how good that produce is. We know they can do organic, keto, Mediterranean. Imagine if you had just a Mediterranean diet and you're like, man, I wish there was a service that could just handle this. Well, got one for you.
You know your boy loves Mediterranean food.
Dude, you love Mediterranean food.
Dude, I vacation on the Mediterranean too, so it's perfect. It works out for me.
That's so true. I always forget about that.
Yeah, dude.
That's like pretty much the only place Dillon vacations at this point,
I know.
Mediterranean.
Think about that.
Sally, you've had Sunbasket before. How easy and convenient is it?
It's great.
Yeah.
Dave
The
told
cauli
us.
mac and cheese. Just put it right in the.
Dave told us the roughs are going in on Sunbasket.
Dude, the Roughs are just going above and beyond the Call of Duty. Not only they're getting their free Sunbaskets, they're like ordering it on the fly. That's how you know it's good.
Yes.
And Dave, I will say this about Dave. Dave's a meat snob.
Boy, is he.
And I mean that with all the respect in the world. Dave's a meat snob, so if he's eating stuff from Sunbasket, you know it's of the highest quality. They make it easy and convenient with everything pre-portioned and ready to prep and cook. You can enjoy a full dinner full of fresh, organic produce and clean ingredients in as little as 15 minutes, no matter how much experience you have in the kitchen. Each week, what they do is they offer a wide range of meals to choose from, so you can try mouth-watering dishes like hoisin steak strip lettuce cups with pickled daikon and carrots, roasted salmon with miso-glazed eggplant, black bean tostadas Diablo with cabbage slaw and guacamole. You can order any of these meals across their menu. You can even skip a week if you're out of town or something. Or if you're maybe strapped for time that week, you can even double up on your favorites. It's simple and easy with no gotchas. Right now, Sunbasket's offering $35 off your order. You can go right now to sunbasket.com/Randy and enter promo code Randy at checkout. That's sunbasket.com/Randy and enter promo code Randy at checkout for $35 off your order. Sunbasket.com/Randy. Enter promo code Randy.
Big
guys-
time read right there. That's
Dude.
a big boy read.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I kind of flexed on that one.
Why do you keep looking at me?
Because you're hosting a podcast that I'm producing.
Okay.
Do you want the next question?
I feel like you're like looking at me for like.
That's a good answer, honestly.
Mailing gang, happy spooky season. I wanted to ask you guys how you work to find your voice when creating content. I recently decided I wanted to start writing a newsletter, coming from Micah. I thoroughly enjoy what I'm writing about, and I finally have the confidence to hit the publish button once I get everything in place to start sending it out. Despite all this, it feels like my writing just pulls from the very people I've always read. Even if it is unique, maybe or maybe not, it always feels like it's not mine. I'll sit back and listen. Thanks.
You shouldn't feel that way. I think a lot of people, and pretty much everyone, gets inspiration from other places.
Mm-hmm.
Writers, actors, musicians, like the dancers. It doesn't matter what you're making, what you're creating. You just get inspired by everyone around you that you like.
Yeah.
And you take bits and pieces of it and find a way to kind of make it your own. I think the biggest part is just find something that you are passionate about. Write about that. And
Yes.
then your voice will just kind of come out naturally, I think.
I agree.
I think.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You've written.
When I
ton of
started
stuff.
writing, like when I decided I wanted to start a website and write on it, I tried to limit what I read from my usual. How can I say this? Like, you know how you just have your tabs, and it's like, oh, you go and check this website, this website, this website. I kind of stopped doing that because I didn't want to draw too much from people. And so I stopped doing that and I started reading headlines and tweets more. And I started spending more time doing that because I didn't want to draw too much from certain people. But I knew that I was. Like, it's natural to hear something funny and repackage it in a way that like suits you. It's just kind of what happens.
I recall writing back when in the Grand X days, and I would be writing along, and I'd be like 300 or 400 words in, and I'd go back and read through. Like, this sounds a lot like a Barstool blog or something. Like, it sounds too much like it's not mine. I've been reading too much of their shit or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'd go back and I would change some things, but it's totally okay to get inspiration from other people. Mm-hmm. They do it.
Yeah.
They got inspiration from other people. It's just it's all kind of works that way. But yeah, and plus the more you practice, the more you write, you'll just kind of just fall into your own little zone and find your voice that way. But yeah, I think the key is to just don't write about, like whenever in school and I was forced to write about something, like a topic or whatever, I never felt good about it. I was like, I don't care about this particular subject. But when I get to pick it and I'm like, this is super freaking interesting, you can make it your own, and that's when I do my best work. Also, writing in like a stream of, like what am I?
Stream of consciousness.
Yeah, stream of consciousness. Like it just like kind of just whatever pops in my head, I just put down on paper. That always works really well for me.
Like a diary.
No.
Like, do you have a diary?
I've never been a diary guy.
I put out journal vibes, but I've never had a journal.
I think what I'm trying to say is the less I think, and more I just like, this should be on paper, like just thoughts on the paper immediately. It works. It usually works well.
Yeah,
for
for all my doctoral level research writing.
Oh my gosh,
that sounds so miserable. No offense.
No, it is miserable. But honestly, I was kind of the same way. I had to write everything by hand first, because I would just start writing versus if I was sitting in front of a computer. I don't know why. It was like a mental block. I could not just write a paper on the computer. I always wrote it out by hand first because I would just start saying shit. I think whatever's going to keep you, like, your thoughts flowing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
It's also just very much a thing that you have to just get your reps in and keep doing it. Like, without doing that, if you told me to sit down right now and push a bunch of page views for a website, like, immediately, it would be a minute before I could get stuff back. Like, truth be told, a couple weeks ago, we were talking about doing some writing stuff randomly, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit down and write something real quick.
Yeah.
Man, I got 4 paragraphs in, and while it definitely wasn't the worst thing I've ever written, like, I had definitely lost it a little bit. And I was like, okay, I might need to start writing more and just, like, getting that skill back, because I kind of miss doing that.
It's been so long since I've written anything.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal. And I don't even write out Sunday Scaries anymore. I outline it instead, and it's made a difference. I think it improves the podcast to have it bullet points and things like that, so I can kind of riff a little bit more. But I am losing that writing skill. It's just much different to do that.
Another little trick I used to do is if I was trying to write about a topic, I would if I was sitting down with my closest friends, who I like bullshit with all the time and cut up and all that, how would I relay this information to them? Because that's my like truest like personality coming out, I guess.
Yeah.
Like the people I'm most comfortable with. How would I tell the story to them? Because I would use stupid terminology on how I would have fun with it, and it would just come out very naturally, and then put that down on paper.
I mean, this guy's he's in the right spot if he's writing about something he likes about already, because that's the biggest issue.
Hey, and good luck to you.
The beauty of writing for PGP was that PGP was such a I don't want to say generic in a bad way, but it was such a generic brand in the sense that we could pretty much write about anything we wanted, because anything we wrote about, as long as it like somewhat pertained to people in their 20s and early 30s, it worked.
Yeah.
And I was always very happy to write on the PGP side of things and not like the TFM side of things, because TFM couldn't write about anything they wanted. It was news stories. Like you could probably write about anything you wanted in a way and make it work. But like, I just felt like on PGP, there was nothing off limits. And so being able to write about whatever I wanted day in and day out, it got to the point where I was like, all right, I'm humming along. I can write about like any of these news stories and have fun with it.
Yeah.
And so it just takes the reps and takes the repetition and just making sure you like it. That's that.
Good luck to you. Hope it goes well. Hope you enjoy it.
Want this
See you in the next one.
Yo, Dorn, what's up? It's Big Kyle in LA. Quick question for you about dividing up the bill. And before you come at me for saying split evenly, here's the situation. Basically, I was out with a bunch of friends the other night over the weekend, and we had already been out, like kind of a other thing of like eating and drinking. So we ended up going out to this sports bar,
and big group kind of thing. Basically, just got a bunch of pitchers, and I basically just had a couple beers in the pitchers. I was already really wasted from being out all day, but so what ended up happening is like a couple people got entrees and cocktails and stuff, and I just had a couple beers from the pitcher. So and the night comes, and I just shot my friend, my friend that picked up the whole tab was going to send out Venmos. I just shot him $20 for a couple beers from the pitchers, thinking I was straight. But then yesterday, he sends out a group text to everybody saying like, hey, like, does anybody have a problem with just splitting it evenly? It's $50 a person. So I sent him a side text saying like, hey man, I already shot you a Venmo for 20 for a couple of beers. Like, let me know if you need more. But I think that should cover it. But just like, let me know what you think. And he basically responded and said, yeah, no, it's easier to split it all evenly. And he sent me a Venmo request for the other $30. Now I paid it because I don't want to cause a problem, and I figured it's not worth it to have an issue in the friendship. But like, is it a trash move to do that? Like, knowing that I just had a couple beers and already paid, like to ask for $50 for a couple beers from pitchers? I don't know. It sounded a little bit much to me. So I paid it. And then basically, if it happens again, maybe I can bring it up to him. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. If I was trash for thinking that was an issue, or if he was trash for doing that. Thanks.
Okay, I think I've gone on record several times saying I'm a big proponent of just splitting a bill evenly across the board. But when there's an obvious discrepancy in what you ordered and what someone else ordered, it can get a little bit murky. So I get it. There's a gray area in there. I think the ideal outcome of this would have been if you just got 2 beers and everyone else at the table got full meals plus drinks and all that. What they should have done is notice what was going on and absorbed the cost of your beers.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
They split everything evenly, and you'll catch them down the line. That should have happened, because if you added $8 to that tab with a couple of beers, it could have been up to like 15, I guess, depending on what you ordered and where you were. That's a drop in the bucket on a bill that's probably $200 to $300, right? They should have just been like, "No, we'll get you. It's just a couple of beers." And I understand not wanting to pay $50 for a couple like domestics. It's just that doesn't seem fair. So I don't really know what do y'all think the best way to handle this is.
So I agree with you. I think at a dinner, you're splitting. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you get. Doesn't matter if you're drinking or not. Sorry. Guess what?
Yeah.
You're going to a group dinner, and if everyone's like, "Oh, like you didn't drink or you just came for a drink," that's great. But like, what you're walking into. This is a little different because it's like you're out, you go to a bar. Right. People are like,
you're right. If it's a planned dinner, then you need to show up ready to split the bill evenly.
Correct.
If you're going to get drinks and like, oh, I'm hungry, let's get a triple dipper. It's different.
So, truthfully, the people who got entrees are kind of being shitty for not just recognizing like I'm clearly eating when other people aren't.
Right.
And being like, hey, I'll take the tab and then divvy out for drinks or whatever, or asking the person to put it on a different check. I feel like maybe I tend to know who these friends are going to be, like when I'm going to get into these situations, because I just have been in them enough.
So you avoid them?
So if that is the case, I like either go straight to the bar and order drinks from there, and like I'll do my own tab. Because you just always have the friend who like throws down too much, or like when people start like, honestly, when the person started ordering entrees, they should have asked for a separate check. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your friend's fault. Like for kind of not like at a 15-person birthday dinner, like I'm not keeping tabs on the fact that like Randy only had a cup of soup. Like right. I don't give a shit. Sorry, Randy, you're paying.
Why are you fucking eating
that was
a cup
just,
of soup, Randy?
That was just
that's birthday dinner.
That's
dog,
something Randy would do.
No, Randy turned up at your birthday. It was fine.
He did.
He had like 8 drinks. I saw it. And a T-bone steak.
T-bone.
No, but like that's a different situation versus you're at a bar with 10 people and you just showed up and you're like, oh shit, I'm hungry. And everyone else is clearly just drinking. You ate.
Yeah, you can't stick them with the...
You got to be like the adult.
You can't make everyone pay for an eighth of your meal.
Correct.
Yeah.
So personally, when you get into those situations, I think the best thing is to either tell the waitress when she comes by and people start ordering entrees, you can just say, here's my card. You can put 2 pictures on it and then
Yeah.
close it out.
Yeah,
That's
or
fair.
or if you have cash on you, if you have $20 that you'd already be giving, like just throw it in the middle of the table and just tell the people like, hey, when the waitress comes, tell her to take the cash out first. That's for me for my stuff.
Yeah, and I think what happened is this guy dealing with your friend who already paid a bunch of money, who's going to be annoyed that they have to like text everyone again and be like, well, Ben only paid $20. He only drank beer. Just be upfront about it. If you notice it's going on, either stop drinking and go to the bar and have your own tab, or ask the waitress for your own tab, or exactly what Will said, throw in cash or send a Venmo and the view of everyone be like, hey, just had a couple beers. I'm going to head out. Too drunk to eat, so here's some money.
You can't let this situation get to the point where Venmo requests are getting sent out. You have to confront it before you even leave the restaurant. Whether it's putting the $20 in the check and saying this is for me, whether it's knowing who's going to pay for dinner. Klein always like puts it on his card because he likes the points. Like I might just be like, hey, dude, Klein, I'm going to Venmo you for the 2 drinks I had.
Yeah.
Please
But
don't include me in the thing for everything else.
To be fair, he tried to do that by just like preemptively sending him $20 or whatever.
Yeah, you're right.
But at the same time, it's like not, then what's his face has got to go explain to 10 people.
No, but that's why it's shitty. Like, if you've already Venmoed your buddy for the $20 that you owe for what you just did, he shouldn't be sending out the text to everybody being
Right.
like, we cool splitting it? Like, you got to settle that with each other first.
Right.
And especially if it's your boy and you know that you're like kind of screwing him over by making him pay 30 extra bucks. And this guy sounds like he's younger just based on the situation that they were
Right.
in. The younger you are, the more acceptable it is to nickel and dime. I'm not going to act like I didn't nickel and dime at one point in my life.
yeah.
But we're at the age now where like all of us should pretty much be okay being
Like I
all
can
right.
totally
absorb
agree.
like your $10 more of a steak that I didn't have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like at 31, I think I can do that. At 25, I was the same way. If I'm just drinking, I'm throwing some cash down and piecing out before they even try to like.
Yeah. This guy asked if his move was trash move. No. You're taking.
But also like, if this is going to be an issue for you, like, it goes both ways. We all have the friend. We all know the person now that tries to nickel and dime. You don't want that person at dinner because you're like, I don't want to deal with that. Trying
Yeah.
to split the check for like literally looking and itemizing a check. I'm not dealing with that. But on the flip side, you also know the friend who's like ordering $200 bottles of wine. You're like, I'm not bringing that person to dinner.
Yeah.
So you like, I think
You
you
have
just
to be
start
responsible.
figuring
Yeah.
out like, oh, we go out for beers and like he drinks 20 and I have 2 and then he wants to split it. You
Yeah.
just start being preemptive with those people and either being like, hey, I'm going to get my own tab.
Everyone has to be a team player.
Yeah.
You can't go above and beyond. You can't.
Don't
you
hang
can't
out with
go
shitty
wild.
friends.
And if this is a routine thing that happens like all the time with your friend group, start just telling the waitress like, hey, can I just start a side tab? Like
Yeah.
I'm going to order very little stuff. Like, do you mind? Or like Sally said, if you can go to the bar in COVID times, you can't really walk up
Yeah,
to bars
that's
anymore.
true.
But like being able to just walk up to the bar and get a drink is much easier. I'm the type of person now that I get very stressed out if I'm in a situation like that where I see that there's no law and order to the tab situation. It makes me anxious if we're like, I'm just picturing us in like Harbor Springs with my friends.
the
And it's
issue,
like, I don't know what to do.
The issue is like a day drinking situation sounds very similar to this, where like someone's been there all day since noon. They've had lunch and dinner at this point and 18 pitchers. Okay. Then like Dillon hops in at 6 p.m. He gets 2 beers, then he's supposed to split your whole day
Yeah.
tab. Like
No,
that's not
I'm
acceptable.
doing that. Yeah.
So it's about like everyone just being not a shitty person.
Yeah.
And so if you're walking in at the 6 p.m. person, you realize like, I'm going to do my own thing because I'm not going to
Yeah.
get involved in this.
Be a team player, but also be aware of the table.
pitfalls.
Read
The
read the
pitfalls.
table. Read the room, and just if someone shouldn't owe what you owe, be responsible and like, look, no, you don't have to pitch in $75 for the 2 drinks you got. Like
Yeah.
it's okay. You know. Everyone, yeah.
There's
Do
a
your
difference
part.
between like splitting hairs over something stupid like $4 versus like
50.
a full on like someone had a meal and
Yeah.
7
Oh,
martinis
someone
versus
got a
like a
T-bone.
drink.
If I'm told that I owe more than what I already paid, I'm like, fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
you figure it out. Dude.
Denied.
Like, I'm not doing that. Just because
Yeah.
it's kind of laziness on the person that's sending out the Venmo request, and I feel bad shitting on them because they covered it all in the first place. But you just can't do your friends like that sometimes too.
Yeah.
If you recouping $30 from someone who already paid 20, like you can't. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
You guys want this last one?
Last one.
Hey gang, what's the best way to handle my girlfriend's preference for an engagement ring style very unlike the one that my mom wants to hand down to me? My mom, with whom I'm very close, has already said that she wants to give me her engagement ring for any proposal. It's also been passed down from her mother and grandmother. My girlfriend is way too polite to say anything, but I get the feeling that she prefers a solid diamond instead. My mom's ring has a pretty big sapphire with 2 small diamonds on each side. I want to give my girlfriend her dream ring, but I also want my mom to be able to pass it down the way that her parents did. P.S. Saving a ton of money wouldn't be the worst thing either.
What color is the sapphire?
Blue.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I'm envisioning a very old-fashioned ring here.
Yes, like Titanic shit.
Yes.
No, sapphire rings can be tight. Have you seen Princess Kate's?
I'm not saying they can't be tight. I'm sure they can be, but for some reason, what I have in my head, I mean, this has been passed down for several generations, right? So this could be very out of style. I think ideally you can repurpose a ring, which I think is what you did, right? Will?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ideally, that's the answer. If you can, like, maybe it doesn't really fit what she wants, so you take the stones from the ring and recreate a new ring with it. Now, it completely changes the look of a ring. I get it, which is, it might not be ideal if it's a family heirloom that's been passed down. I don't know the best way to handle this.
It's the sapphire part is throwing me for
This
a loop.
is so easy.
Okay.
You ask your girlfriend, and then you have a blunt conversation with your mother.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. The sapphire thing, I think, is very person specific. Like, I think they're cool. But I do think a lot of them, like, now you have to almost reset them to be modern, unless you're really into the antique look, which is fine. But you need to just ask your girlfriend straight up, like, what do you want?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to read your mind, and I don't want you to pick it out, but I want you to tell me, like, would you want a sapphire?
Have an
Do
honest
you want it in
conversation
silver
with
or
your
gold?
fiancé-to-be, and then probably a tough conversation with your mom.
And then you tell your mom, like, she really doesn't want that. I really love your ring. We want to use it. Like, can I use the diamonds and then maybe put the sapphire on a different ring or, like, on a necklace so that we're still passing family heirlooms down? And if she has a problem with that, just be like, okay, well, then I won't use it. Like, I just think you want to do something that is going to make both parties happy. Most of the time, their tastes are not going to match up completely. I think here obviously your girlfriend, future wife takes precedence here because you need to make sure she's happy. But the only way you're going to know is if you ask her directly.
Yeah.
And if she's, like, too afraid to tell you or something like that, then you need to have her friend or her sister ask her directly, and then you need to go to your mom. Because you have to know, 1, if she's into sapphires, and then 2, like, would she want it reset? Is that something your mom's even willing to do? And if your mom's not willing to budge, then you just be like, that's not really what she wants. I love it, but I don't, like, I'm trying to make her happy.
Yeah, I think that's the answer.
Honesty is the best policy.
Yeah, I agree.
Because what you don't want to happen is you pass it down, and then she's like,
Thanks.
and no one that is, like, has a heart is going to be like, I hate your mom's ring. No one's going to say that. I mean, maybe some.
No, people will definitely say that.
Behind her back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's not gonna tell the mom that, but, like, I could easily see a girl being like, I hate this ring, especially if it's a sapphire versus like a I say normal diamond, but, like, a more
Right.
traditional.
Her friends will know immediately. She'll go to her friends. I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, this ring. I
Exactly,
can't.
like-
yeah.
And yeah,
And you don't want her to hate the ring.
You also, yeah, like, the surprise of the engagement is not going to be ruined because you ask her about what the ring you want
No.
the ring to look like.
I think most people have that conversation anyway.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of ring would you want? If
I
were
was
to get you
not the,
one?
like, let's go pick out a ring together type, but you knew what I wanted.
I didn't know what you wanted, Sally. I didn't.
Did he do a good job?
Yes, but I liked round diamonds and gold.
Yeah, but that doesn't. I mean, that doesn't help at all.
We're guys.
There's so many different
That's
ways
very
to do
basic
something.
information.
Okay.
You
knew to go to Emily, who
yes,
knew exactly what I wanted.
I went to Sally's sister, whose taste I enjoy and who I have a good relationship with, and I knew she wouldn't, tell people early, which she did. And then, we got a ring made. So it helped to have a good jeweler, and it helped to have her help. But Without that, like, I don't know what you would have gotten because
I literally like showed you so many pictures of rings.
of unrealistic diamonds that I could never afford.
I'm sorry that they were 5 carats.
Yeah, like,
Sheesh.
yeah, you sending me stuff. If anything, I think it delayed the process of you getting proposed to because I was just like, well, I can't afford that, so I'm gonna have to keep.
I
working.
wasn't okay. It wasn't like buy this exact thing. It was like make it look like this.
You would just you wouldn't even send things with commentary. You would just send me Instagrams from random diamond pages being like, I like this, and it was just like, okay, well, yeah, like I would like that too, but like, it's gigantic.
They weren't all gigantic. You're making me sound really shallow, and that's rude.
I don't know.
Apologize.
No. Let's do it.
Dang.
Dude, you got tight rings, though. You don't even wear them.
Yeah, I don't wear them to the hospital to like get COVID all in them.
I know. Do you wear them to record podcasts? To get content all in them?
I hate you.
Hey, fun episode, guys.
Okay.
Good stuff. Remember, we have a hotline number. Call and ask about anything. All topics are on the table, as I've said many times. 888-362-6245 or write in the link in the Twitter bio at Mail and Podcast. Thank you, guys. We'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.